up, Dope?
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the fourth quarter NFL mock draft 2021.
So,
This is guy Brando. Um, Real name Brandon, but we go by Brando. I got my guy Lennie here.
yes, sir.
We gonna do a mock draft for y'all. Pro Football Focus. The mock draft simulator, something real fun, innovative. A lot of the mock drafts we've been doing, I've seen people just alternating picks. So me and Lennie, we're gonna come to a consensus on every pick. We can make some moves. We're gonna see what happens. We're gonna draft based on what we think the teams are gonna do. And hopefully in that case they should do. So
Sure.
Lenny going drive. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Starting the draft right now, y'all. This is probably the easiest pick. We should spend no time on this. Trevor
Yes, sir.
Lawrence. I bet. Let's go.
Yeah, it's a done deal. We're not even gonna waste
It's
time.
easy. It's easy. I just hope Trevor really gets a chance to succeed out there. I really hope that Urban Meyer, puts other pieces around him, because we see people like Joe Burrow. Like, I don't want the Joe Burrow story for Trevor Lawrence this year. Like, I want him to be back there and eat. Now, granted, I don't want them to win no games for real, but whatever.
Let's be clear. But they definitely got some pieces there. You got James Robinson, DJ Chark. They got some pieces. There's gonna be a better building around them. Yeah, they just got to build around them. So we're gonna see.
All right, man. So who you got? Zach Wilson, or you think they're gonna Justin Fields?
I'm almost certain they're gonna go Zach Wilson. I don't think he's the number 2 quarterback in the draft, but I do think that Zach Wilson. I think it's a done deal. Now he's a fun guy to watch, because I feel like he has all the tools and he's good under like making things happen on the fly. I just don't think he's the most pro ready. Especially he has a smaller sample size than some of the other guys. And BYU, it's still Division I. That their level of competition is not the same as a guy like a Justin Fields who played in the Big Ten. You know what I mean? But
came from Georgia.
Exactly.
Like, he's been around competition forever. Number 2 recruit in his draft class, right behind. Well, not his draft class, his recruit class behind Trevor Lawrence. So it's sticky. I get you.
Yeah, I think the top 2 picks are like the only ones that are like solidified, and I think after that the real draft begins.
Yeah. So we're going Zach Wilson here.
Yeah,
because that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna want to see Zach Wilson twice a year in my division. I'll be honest with you. Like, if y'all don't know, I'm a Patriots fan. That's why I got this killer cam on right here, the real killer cam right here. But so San Fran, we got 49ers. This is, I'm about tired of Mac Jones.
What?
They gonna take him. I know they are, and I'm hoping they do, because when Justin Fields falls to the Patriots, it's gonna be Michael Shanahan's fault. Or not Michael Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan's fault.
I really don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Like, and now granted, Mac Jones, he did improve his draft stock this year, but you think about it, everything was in place for him to succeed. You at Bama, you always got endless weapons. You always have a solid offensive line. Nick Saban is going to have you prepared to
solid
succeed.
Defense.
I think Mac Jones is going to be a decent pro, but
see, and the reason why. So my thing is, right, I think Mac Jones is really stepping into, if he goes to the 49ers, it's literally going to Bama 2.0.
Exactly.
Because he has all the run after the catch receivers. He has a running back, even though they can't stay healthy. They got good running backs, speedy running backs. That defensive line is crazy, absolutely phenomenal. Say Nick Bosa is racist as hell, but he is also a baller. I hate that. I have to preface it like that, but he is a beast. And you know what? You put him in that situation, he's literally walking into probably another championship campaign.
I do agree.
Like that. Yeah, it's literally the same team, and we might have to pick Mac Jones right here.
Yeah, I can see it, because they won't have to make too much adjustments, to that scheme. So I can see it. I can definitely see it. I don't want it, but I agree.
I don't want it either, but I'm happy that Justin Fields is falling. Yep. So Mac Jones. All right, you ready to really start drafting now? Now. What you thinking?
Oh man, see. They got options here. The thing is,
like right?
Party I've heard quarterback with the Falcons. The thing is, with that, they still got Matt Ryan under contract.
For sure.
So they could draft the quarterback and have him sit. I don't know if you draft a quarterback this high and have him sit. You know what I mean? My personal opinion, if their plan is to keep Matt Ryan for this season, I think they go best player available, Kyle Pitts.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a band. I think that's what they should pick too. I don't think they should pick quarterback. I don't think they should pick offensive line. I do think the only thing that stops them from picking Kyle Pitts is if somebody trades up. Is taking that pick. In all honesty, like once again, Atlanta also has like a track record of picking offensive players to put around Matt Ryan. Like Matt Ryan has had a healthy amount of talent around him. There is no reason that he only has one MVP and one Super Bowl. And y'all gonna hate me for this, but I put Matt Ryan in the same boat as Matthew Stafford. They just super overrated and hyped up. But you give him one more weapon, you basically give him Julio at tight end. He has no fucking excuse, bro.
Yeah, you can't guard that. You cannot guard that.
And then still got Calvin Ridley, who's a touchdown machine.
Just get them the ball.
6 feet, 5'11". Yeah, it's
that simple. Get him the ball.
All right, so Kyle Pitts next. Yeah. So I'm gonna say Penei Sewell's who they go.
Yeah,
I really think that's it.
They better do it. I know a lot of people talking about the Jamar Chase reunion with Joe Burrow, but they're gonna get that man killed if they don't draft offense. You saw what happened to him last year.
They're gonna be drafting at one again in 2 years when Joe Burrow got to retire because he don't got a leg on the Alex Smith tip.
And it's all for nothing. And it's all for nothing, man. You can get a receiver later.
Yep. So that was easy. Penei Sewell, honestly, Bengals, if y'all don't do it, I'm sorry.
Yep.
It just don't make no sense at all. This makes me upset. Because we had the Jets at 2 get Zach Wilson. So obviously they're young and hungry.
Yep.
Dolphins done traded anywhere they wanted to in the first round. And now they ended up at 6 finally, right?
Yeah.
And at 6, I want them to take an offensive line because I don't want to face any of these receivers that are on the board. We're going to put him on the same page as Zach Wilson. I don't want to see Devontae Smith twice a year because I don't give a fuck if he's 166 pounds. When he get this real NFL money, he's going to start eating. He's going to gain 10 pounds and he's going to be fine. And then I don't want to face Jalen Waddle because he's literally the fastest nigga in our division probably. And then on top of that, like, come on, Jamar Chase has took a year off and he's still the consensus number 1.
Yeah.
I hope that they pick an offensive lineman. I don't know if that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, with that being said, I don't see how you could pass up on these receivers. You know what I mean? I don't see how. If they do, they might need to be drug tested if they pass. They're picking a litter. They might need to be drug tested.
Tua sounds good with Jamar Chase, Will Fuller, and Devontae Parker.
Yeah.
And then Gaskins, he was getting off last year.
Yeah. If Tua's your guy, you gotta make sure he got plenty of weapons around. You got to.
You just trying to make my life hard.
Yeah, man. I know.
All right. I'm gonna do it though. We agree. We know they're gonna pick one of these 3 guys, and they're probably gonna pick the best guy on the board to everybody who's Jamar Chase.
Yep.
I don't know if Jamar Chase is my favorite just because I ain't seen him play in the year.
Yeah, exactly.
But whatever, we know they're gonna go Jamar. So
that could be nasty.
Now we just gotta figure out what number he's wearing. I'm sad. I don't want to see them twice.
That's gonna be tough.
I really don't.
Because the Dolphins came on strong last year. They ready.
They did. And Tua got a full off season now, like a real off season, because hopefully everybody out there, taking care of themselves, they're gonna come in and then boom. All right. So now we got on the clock. Detroit Lions.
Ooh, what don't they need?
They need a lot.
Oh my God.
I do think that they're probably gonna start at wide receiver again. If somebody doesn't pull up and like, hey, we got first next year and a second round pick this year to get out of that 7th spot. I think that one of those teams might be my Patriots, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But shit, I could also see them probably going like offensive line here.
Yeah, they got a couple.
And then it's
tough. It's tough. I think I look at their wide receiver core.
Who's best on the board?
They could go best available because it's not like I see Justin Fields still available. Jared Goff. I'm not a big believer in Jared Goff, which is the reason why he was traded. But then you look at that wide receiver core in the locker room, and they got. It's awful. They lost Kenny Golladay. They got, I think, the best receiver, Marvin Jones, and he's on the tail end of his career. Brashard, they picked up Brashard Perriman. Like it's just not. It's far from impressive.
He used to play for y'all, right?
He was a scrub for us, man. Quintez Cephas, like none of that is.
All they got is TJ Hawkinson out there.
Yeah,
and they picked up they got a young running back that they drafted last
DeAndre
year too.
Swift. Yeah.
Swift.
I think they might have to add another weapon, man.
All right, so Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Is that what you think?
I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's what I got. I can go with that. I can definitely go with that. Everybody wants the Panthers to pick this guy right here, Justin Fields, right? It's 100%. I can 100% see why people say that. And when I did my PFF mock draft earlier in the week, I got a D for this pick. My pick right here is my man Rashawn Slater, right?
Yes,
and
sir.
I say Rashawn Slater, the second best tackle to some people. I mean, honestly, he's like 1A, 1B, right, as the best tackle with Penei Sewell. I think that they traded Sam Darnold to start. Why the fuck do they go get a quarterback with their 8th pick? Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
They either get whoever they like the most at corner, or they go get offensive line.
Yeah, I agree with Slater. I definitely agree with Slater. Yeah, that's a big need.
Big need and healthy. Like they have offensive weapons. CMC gonna be healthy this year, so it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Broncos.
Denver Broncos.
You think they do it? Do they do it?
I think they
do it.
Yeah, if the draft board plays out like this, I think they gotta go quarterback. I think they have to. If it falls if it falls like this, and you got an option, I mean, some people prefer Trey Lance. I don't. I look at the body of work as far as the level of competition, and I think Justin Fields is more proven. I believe he's better than him. Period. Point blank. Period. You know, so I would go Justin Fields here. If he falls to them, they're gonna be licking that chops.
Jerry Jeudy and Justin Fields sound like a nightmare, bro. It sounds like a nightmare. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I think the Broncos, their smart pick is probably gonna be Justin Fields. But if they want to give Drew Lock more time, another chance, because he has been hurt, and he plays. He's been all right. From like the eye test for me has been all right.
He's not terrible. I've seen a lot worse.
For sure, a lot worse play for that team. Brock Osweiler, like Tim Tebow. So, you know, my suggestion for them here is actually Micah Parsons. I was looking for his name.
Hey, I'm cool with that, because I was actually if the quarterbacks, because I imagine, I wasn't sure if Justin Fields would be gone by now or not. If he was gone, I would definitely suggest Michael Parsons, because they got some linebackers who are decent, but they don't have a playmaking linebacker. They need a guy who can quarterback the defense. And I keep hearing people talk about character concerns. I don't,
because of that Hazen allegation.
Yeah, man. I don't see how you pass up on a guy like on a talent like this. You know, it's players in the league right now with character concerns and still under contract.
Shit, so I got character concerns.
I'm saying, like, you know, I really don't want to hear that. You know, if you let a player like that slide down the board,
crazy.
You crazy.
And that's like they literally have probably the hardest pick right here. And do I go get my future franchise player, or do I go get a Luke Kuechly type player that is gonna go ahead and stick his fan in dirt and just be the centerpiece of my defense? Like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna let you really call it on this one, and whoever you think, you can say it, and I'm gonna put your trust in it. I believe in your abilities.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Justin Fields, man, because I don't think he's gonna slide past 10, and that Cowboys not gonna take him. I'm gonna go. Let's go Fields. Let's go Fields.
Fields. This one's the easy pick for me too. It's whatever corner they want. Yep. Do they want Patrick Surtain, or do they want JC Horn?
Yep.
That's it to me, because they need help on defense, obviously.
Absolutely.
And a good place for them to start is at corner, because good God, they were getting thrown on all year. That's part of the reason why, you know, Dak had 500 yards per game in the damn first few games that he was playing, because it was always behind. Cleveland I remember I was watching the Cleveland Cowboys.
That game was crazy.
Nuts. Odell looked like Odell from 2014, 15, and boy was going off. Yeah, they need some help. Who do you like in this situation? Do you prefer Patrick, or do you prefer JC?
I think Patrick. I think think Patrick, I've been hearing him linked to the Cowboys the most. Of course, he got the NFL pedigree. I think he's very physical, which I think the Cowboys need. The Cowboys need some heart. I think he's ready to step in day one. And line up opposite. You got another Alabama guy and Trayvon Diggs there. I think those are the cornerbacks of the future for Dallas. So I will go Patrick, but you can't go wrong with JC either. He's another big corner. So
we can go Patrick because I feel like we got the Eagles coming up. He might go there. Micah Parsons is still on the board. He can't. Yeah. I don't think Micah Parsons falls.
He can't fall, but so far, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you want to go Patrick? You said right here.
Yeah, let's go Patrick.
All right, Patrick right here, and then we got the Giants. Giants might mess around if Micah Parsons is still on the board and snatch him.
Yeah, because that's a top talent right there. And the Giants defense, they overachieved last year because they don't have a lot of big names on that defense, but they were solid. They were solid. But if you add a game changing talent on defense, I think. Or do you want to give Danny Jones another? What? You don't know. Like you never know what they're going to do with the Giants, man.
Do you want to do? You like you said, a weapon. You want to go to the best defensive player on the board, or do you want to protect Danny Jones?
Yeah.
Seeing how you already, they did spend some good money this offseason getting Danny weapons, so it's also that's in play for them to take a lineman as well.
Yeah. Oof.
I don't know if
This is tough.
Jalen Waddle is definitely a decent pick, but I don't know if it's a smart pick. Like as a GM, do you go and spend more money, like go get another?
Because you can get another wide receiver later in the draft. It's a deep class.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you where I'm leaning towards right now.
Okay.
I'm leaning just because he's still on the board. Yeah. I'm leaning towards Micah Parsons.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that because they need it. Yeah, because they need an edge, and he can also he can rush the passer from his linebacker position, and he can drop back in coverage. He can do it all.
He's athletic as hell. Exactly, so, he's athletic as hell. And
I think that covers 2 knees in one. So
that defense is going to be crazy.
Yeah, they grab him. Yeah, I like that.
All right, so we got Eagles. I know there's going to be a lot of Eagles fans watching this.
Yes,
y'all cool with them.
Another team with quite a bit of needs. Oh man,
they don't go quarterback here. Yeah. I'm gonna cut that off right now. They do not go quarterback here. They already said it's gonna be an open competition for the QB position, and obviously Jalen Hurts. Like I'm rooting for.
They got to get that man a chance, man.
Like, come on, you got
to give him a chance.
You don't end Carson Wentz's career in Philadelphia not to start Jalen Hurts the following year. Come on, that shit's crazy.
Especially after they did that obvious tank job on Sunday Night Football. They better make this pick count. That pissed me off.
Yeah. So, all right, they might go Jalen Waddle for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm also thinking they got J.C. Horn still on the board, and they might take him. Or I think they're good on the offensive tip, so I'm really thinking that like the offensive line.
Yeah,
tip, I think they go either Jalen Waddle or J.C. Horn right now.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of the Eagles fans I've been talking to, they dying for a wide receiver. They calling for heads if they don't take a wide receiver. And I think if Jalen Waddle does fall here, I think if he's gone, then I think you go elsewhere. But if you got Jalen Waddle here, coming off injury, but if he's good to go, that's a huge playmaking weapon for them. I would go Waddle.
This is going to be Deshaun Jackson. City going to go crazy if Deshaun come out again. They're going to be like, who's this new Deshaun? Man, let me tell you, I back in 2010 when Vic was playing with them, the Eagles, Shady McCoy, definitely one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah,
Shady a monster. He Barry Sanders, the closest thing I feel like I've ever seen to Barry
that we've seen with our own eyes.
Yeah, bro. And just nuts. How good he was, bro. But yeah, that offense is gonna be all right, man. Miles Sanders back there. You got Jalen Hurts, Jalen Waddle. Yes. I don't know what they're gonna do at tight end because both of them trying to get out of there. But I think that's a good pick for them.
I like the pick, man.
For sure. All right. So we got 13. We got the Chargers on the board. I think the Chargers just go offensive line. Whoever they think is their favorite offensive lineman right here, right quick. So we got Christian Darrisaw, who's supposed to be pretty good out of VTech, probably like the third best tackle. And then Elijah Tucker, who I'm pretty sure they say can like play both guard and right here, can play guard and tackle. So it's really like, I don't know who they would prefer here. If you're in the GM, you want somebody that can like stick in one spot, like Christian Darrisaw, or you want somebody Elijah Tucker who's a little bit more of athletic and kind of play both sides?
For them, I'll probably go best available. I'll probably go Darrisaw. Okay. I think you want to make sure you got bookends at the tackle spots. For sure. To protect Justin Herbert, because he definitely shocked a lot of people. He came on like he broke out last year more than I expected to, especially given the weapons. They didn't have like the best core. He made some unknown guys look pretty damn good. Yeah, so especially I probably would go there. So I'll just make sure keep it solid up front, keep him protected, and see let him have a great career.
That man, Justin Herbert, I call him kid as in like baby goat. Cause
he a baby face.
I think I think that he's gonna be a baller, bro. Keenan Allen catch anything you throw to him, and they lost to somebody at the tight end position who came to my team or whatever. But they're gonna be all right next year.
They're gonna be straight, man.
We're gonna get them Christian Darrisaw and Justin Herbert he's gonna be good. It's not like he needs weapons. They're not buying for weapons right now.
Not yet.
All right. So I'll be honest. Vikings is my second favorite team.
Okay.
I've been a huge Vikings fan since Dante Culpepper, Chris Carter, and them boys. I don't know why Adrian Peterson to come along. So it's just been like obviously Randy Moss. I talk about that. So
it goes.
I want Trey Lance.
Okay. Okay. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
It's not.
Not when you got Kirk Cousins there. He ain't no world beater.
And like I'm thinking, if I can get Trey Lance to sit a year with Kirk Cousins, I'm not saying Kirk Cousins is going to teach him like how to be a sage at quarterback or anything, but I think that sitting behind Kirk Cousins, who's pretty methodical, he's a very like student of the game type of player, and I think he goes about being quarterback, let's air quote this correctly. And I think that Trey Lance sitting behind somebody like that to then inherit a team of Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, they got pieces. I wouldn't be mad at that pick at all. I wouldn't be surprised if they go somewhere on defense, just considering Mike Zimmer called them out. He said their defense was horrible. They probably do need a pass rusher, but I do think if you believe in Trey Lance, and if you obviously Kirk Cousins is not going to be he's not the quarterback of the future just at this stage in his career. So if you really believe in Trey Lance and think he can turn into something special, especially if he sits behind Kirk for a year, hey, by all means, and you the resident Vikings fan here, I'm gonna let you make that call.
All right, so this is my other one is Kwity Paye.
Kwity Paye, okay.
Kwity Paye or Trey Lance, I think is our picks right now. So okay. I know I'm the resident Viking fan, but I'm gonna pass this one over to you. Who do you think? Who would you prefer? Like we need edge work. We lost Yannick last year. We lost a couple of other players on the D line. And granted, like I feel like Trey Lance is a luxury pick because he's there. I'm gonna be completely honest.
That's luxury pick right for this year. Yeah.
But if we're trying to really like compete and kind of bring that defense back home, you
probably got to go edge. You probably have to. If you think you can compete this year, then I feel like you got to go edge. You can go with Kwity. You can go with Kwity.
Yeah. That's fine. I hate to see it, but right back on the clock I go. And I'm not even gonna spend no time here, y'all. If this happens, I've been praying for Trey Lance for a year. I don't give a fuck if he sat from in 2018 to now. Like, give me that boy.
That's a blessing right there.
I'm gonna take it, and I think that this is gonna be like a really dangerous spot if he falls here. I also think that at 15, if Trey Lance falls to like let's say 10, where we were kind of struggling with that Broncos pick. If he's available after that Broncos pick, I think we trade up. Whatever is that fifth quarterback that's left on the board, if we like them, we're going to trade up with either the Cowboys or who was that 11? The freaking Giants.
Yeah, I can see they could trade back. Yeah,
especially with Adam Gase and and the Giants. With the Giants, we're definitely going to try to trade and get something up there. But I'm definitely. I mean, if you cool, this is happening. We're definitely for sure.
No way he slides past them. Yeah,
no way. All right, so Arizona. I've been talking a lot, so I don't know if you want to take
Arizona. So I think they go defense here. Yep. You can go a couple different ways. You can go defensive interior. You can grab Barmore, but I think you got to replace Pat Peterson. You know, they
talk to me.
I think they got to have a guy who can turn into a number one corner. They got Byron Murphy. I think he's more of a nickel back. I think you got to go a number one corner, and you got two guys on the board, J.C. Horn and Caleb Farley, who, if Farley is cleared medically, you know, he's an athlete.
I'll be honest with you. I was not surprised. I'm very shocked to hear you say Caleb Farley's name this early. But go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead, keep going.
And that's me thinking that if J.C. Horn is there, I think you go Horn. But Farley, I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if, depending on, you know, if it's what, because of course the scouts they are eyeing his medical history very closely.
Of course.
And I think if they feel as though he's cleared to go, because I think he slid a little bit just because of the injury, the back injury. I think he would have been a guy who might have been off the board already had he not got hurt. So
went to the Cowboys at 10 or something.
Like exactly. But I think I would probably go J.C. Horn just because there's no question marks there at all, in my opinion. I would probably go Horn. Yeah,
I'm going JC. I agree with you, man. 100%, because he's definitely the 1A corner or the 1B corner.
Absolutely.
And they're going to want to probably play man because that's what Patrick Peterson did a little bit of. And, you know, Peterson is aggressive, and I feel like so is J.C. Horn. And J.C. Horn's dad played in the league. So, you know, they're getting a hungry young corner, and that's what they need over there to go along with Isaiah Simmons, my boy Chandler Jones out there. They're going to be all right next year, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be got some pieces. The Cardinals, that's one of my second favorite teams to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do a small plug. Slide over to the fourth quarter and check out my Pretenders and Contenders article, and you'll see that the Cardinals is one of the teams that I've been telling people to watch out for. They're gonna be fun on Madden too.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, so we got the Raiders on the clock. I think honestly they might go corner here too, or they might go offensive line right here.
They could, yeah. They got a few needs. I think they made some questionable moves on the offensive line. Like they brought in Trent Brown and they just got rid of him. Like I don't understand it.
Rodney Hudson, get him out of here.
And honestly though, they have a lot of question marks on defense though. Like I don't think they had one solidified position. Like I don't think they had one position that's like, okay, they good here, but let's go ahead. They could draft anybody on defense and that'd be an upgrade, honestly.
They can draft anybody on defense, anybody on offense.
Seriously.
I think they got Greg Newsome on the board. We got Greg Newsome on the board still. And or maybe we can go with offensive line because they, like we said, they got rid of all of their offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So maybe somebody like Vera Tucker would be good because he can play obviously the tackle and the guard spot for them.
Yeah.
So if they bring in somebody else later, they know that they can either have Vera slide down and pop out at guard, or they can slide him to tackle and have whoever they come in and play guard instead of him.
I think Veritek is a safe pick.
You say safe pick?
It's a safe pick, yeah.
You want to go over? All right, I can trust you. I think
let's go there.
We can go there. And I do think that he's going to be a good player, solid player for them. Like they absolutely need offensive line.
They need that. Especially you got your bell cow running back and Josh Jacobs.
Man.
You gotta. I watched a few games last year, and the offensive line just wasn't getting no push. And I had Josh Jacobs on my fantasy team, so I was pretty.
And he was like, he ain't getting no push. Thanks. All right, so the Dolphins went ahead. Who'd they grab at 6? The Dolphins grabbed Jamar Chase at 6.
Okay.
They back on the board with 18.
Ooh.
I think they protect Tua.
Ooh, it's tough. I think here, just looking at the board, I think you got your pick of the litter in terms of edge rushers, though.
Yeah.
Like I think you got your pick of the. I think it's quite a few, and I don't necessarily agree with Pro Football Focus's draft board here either.
Of course.
I think it's. I look at it's a deep edge class, like, I really like a lot of these guys. They all bring something different to the table.
Yeah, and the thing is too is like there's only so many players that you can fit into the first round, right? So if somebody is going to catch in that first 50 picks, they're still getting first rounders, 60 picks, still getting first rounders. So I do think that you are onto something. They probably, looking at this board, is probably going to be a DN, like you said, or an edge player of some sort. It's just, what edge do you think they take? They might go Azeez Ojulari.
They could.
Seeing how he may be the best guy on the board right now for them. Jalen Phillips, also obviously this dude is a freak of nature right
exactly.
now.
That
He's
combo of
huge,
size
bro.
and just athleticism.
Yeah, man. It's just obviously same problem with Caleb Farley, just the injury history. But then again, it's like, all right,
that upside.
It is that
upside is crazy.
And do we keep Jalen Phillips in Miami? Just put him on the Dolphins. Put him in
it's
from
an
the
easy
Hurricanes
transition.
to the Dolphins.
It's an easy
it
transition.
Is. He just got to pack his dorm room up and slide over to the beach house, bro.
That might be.
Man, let's just go with Jalen Phillips. They keep him home. He ain't got to go nowhere.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Washington football team,
and Phillips.
Yo, they gonna be scary.
Yeah.
The Washington football team gonna be scary this year too, bro.
Yeah, they got options here too, man.
Yeah. They are going to ball this year.
Yo, their defense is
gonna be scary.
If they add one more piece to that defense, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think their biggest hole on defense is linebacker. I think they need an athletic linebacker.
I know where you going. I know where you going.
And he's a great blitzer.
Does it rhyme with Jeremiah?
Yeah,
does it rhyme with Jeremiah?
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, man.
That's it. This is honestly a steal, yo.
Yes.
Ron Rivera, like, yo, how did I go to the football team and inherit a better team? Like, I'm just literally creating Carolina 7.0 right now.
Oh.
And he's building a great team.
I'm
not gonna lie to you. It's not fair what they're doing over there.
It's been a while since the team has been competitive.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Man, they gonna be top. They already, I think, top 5. They might be top. I don't want to say they might be top 3, man. My God.
It's gonna be hard to do. And Chase Young obviously only gonna get better. Montez Sweat is
they so young on that side of the ball.
It's not
like
fair.
They haven't even scratched the surface of their potential yet.
It's not fair, bro. And now we on to probably like the worst managed organization in the NFL.
I would hate to be a
Chicago Bears. I know a lot of them. I went to school in the Midwest, bro, and a lot of Chicago Bears fans are unhappy with their team on a yearly basis. Like,
I commend them.
I don't know how they have. Yes, big strength. Big strength. I don't even know what they want to do here. Because once again, it's another one of those picks where I think that they need everything.
Mm-hmm.
They could go Rashad Bateman here for me.
Mm-hmm.
They could go. They might even want to go, Greg Newsome here because they
could
need
because they cut Kyle Fuller.
Cut Kyle, it's. I think I'm gonna lean towards Greg Newsome for them right now.
I'm cool with that.
Rashad Bateman will obviously be a good pick for them too, but do you want the corner or do you want the receiver right here?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with Greg. I think cornerback is more of a need than a receiver as of right now because you still got Allen Robinson.
Yep.
You got Darnell Mooney, Anthony Miller. So I think cornerback is the most glaring need. So let's do that.
So let's go with that, and then that'll be nice for them. It's not a sexy, it's not like fans. We always want offense, but I think what they see Greg Newsome do next year is going to help them realize that that's where they needed to go.
Yeah,
for sure,
absolutely.
All right, so we got the Colts on the Colts on the board, and I think the Colts go wide receiver here.
Okay.
And just because Rashad Bateman's still there,
it
kind of reminds me.
It's hard to pass that.
Yeah, it's hard to pass that for sure. And I'm thinking of like last year. This is around when Justin Jefferson went, Jalen Reagor went in this time frame, and these are like the receivers that usually like kind of like bust out that come in this area.
Yeah.
Even a couple of years back, this is when Hollywood went. So I think
I wouldn't be mad at it.
This is a really good place to pick a wide receiver for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. You can pair him with Michael Pittman, who they grabbed in the second round last year.
Mm-hmm.
You got T.Y. Hilton, who's well out of his prime. I think if you want to draft his replacement, I think Bateman wouldn't be a bad option here. And
then their other need is edge.
Edge as well. We still got a lot of those left.
Still got a bunch of those left.
You could go. I wouldn't be surprised if they go edge as well. Because they got a defense that's building over there. I think it's another defense that overachieved who didn't have a lot of stars, quote unquote.
What's the linebacker's name? It's slipping my head right now. Jesus, bro. Linebacker. Anyway, it's gonna come back to me. Basically, he said like, yo, don't come to the Colts defense if you're not trying to work. And I like that attitude.
Yep.
I like that attitude. And you might be onto something. That defense might be where they go with this right now because if they can add to their linebacking core, who's probably like third or top 3 once again, maybe not top 3, like 1 possibly. They go defensive edge, get a guy like Azeez Ojulari.
Ojulari, yes. I know the linebacker you're talking about. It was Darius Leonard.
Yes, that was exactly who it was. Darius Leonard is exactly what I was talking about.
He's Ojulari there.
Put Ojulari right there with him. Speed
off the edge. The line. Oh my God, that could be dangerous.
So what you think? We got Ojulari or we got Bateman?
You know what? I say let's give him Ojulari. I say we just build on that defense.
I like it a lot.
They can grab. I think they can grab a receiver. I think they have a 2nd round pick. They should be able to still have a decent option.
All right, now we back on the clock with the Titans. This is another team that needs some edge help, needs some wide receiver help, needs some offensive line help.
Absolutely.
Cornerback help. I don't understand how they were a playoff team. They lost a lot of pieces. That's shit. That's how I ended up in the fantasy championship is with King Henry. Like, put him
seriously,
the whole team on his back. And in that case, it's like, do we give them an offensive line? Do we give them a Corey Davis replacement?
They might have to. They lost Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith. Like, they lost 2 of their top pass guys. They might have to get a weapon. Because then you got AJ Brown, but then if you don't add a weapon, then team just gonna key on him. And then who you got that can beat you? They're gonna have to pound it with King Henry. I think teams going to adjust.
Yeah. I do like what you're saying is right, because I can put 2 over on AJ Brown, and then I can still have 7 or 8 in the box.
Right. And I don't have nobody else to beat me. So
I don't gotta worry about nobody else. Ryan Tannehill is one of those quarterbacks that obviously when you put around him, he can uplift the team because he has talent around him. But I'm not sure how much Ryan Tannehill is actually going to be able to just make that team go with only Derrick Henry and AJ Brown.
You got to have pieces.
And we seen him with the Dolphins. They had some stellar talent around him then. Maybe not stellar, but they definitely had talented players around him. I think that he was playing with Devontae Parker. I also think he might have caught the last of Brandon Marshall's days. And Brandon Marshall was a dog to me. I don't know how anybody else feels about it. But, my point is, not to go on a tangent, is that Ryan Tannehill definitely needs somebody else around him.
Absolutely.
So, Bateman?
Yeah, let's do Bateman. I think he's the best receiver still on the board, so we can do Bateman. That. Yeah.
I don't want him to go there, but unfortunately, that's where he's going to go to.
Yeah.
All right. Back at 23 is the goddamn Jets. Yo, I swear to God, every team in the AFC East, maybe except the Bills, has picked twice so far. This is crazy. Yeah. You got Dolphins twice, the Jets twice, Bills go. This is crazy. But anyway.
Jets need a lot. So I hate that.
The Jets need a lot. They got Zach. I do too, bro. I do too.
They
got Zach Wilson with their 2nd pick. There's a lot of talent still on the board. I think that the Jets are first. They got to worry about their division, right? They can't be looking past the division yet. So I think that they pick based on what we do, what the other teams in this division are doing.
Okay.
And I think that they're first, like looking at Saleh coming over from the 49ers, I do think that they go defense here because they already got Zach Wilson. They either go defense here or they protect Zach Wilson. That's the only 2 things that they do because they know that Zach Wilson is going to be like a key for them to win games. And then they're also looking at it like, all right, if we can't protect him, we need the defense to help us out in some manner. Right. And they didn't really do that last year for them.
Exactly. So, I agree. I like, I like a few edges that are still on the board here. They could go corners. Well, they got a couple young corners, but nobody that's really that impressive. I say edge or corner. I'm not quite sure which way they're going to go, but I think edge probably they don't have a guy who can really generate any type of pass rush right now, and I think that's the first step is having somebody who can rush the passer.
You think about Jason O is probably the best edge player left on the board, or Gregory Rousseau, depending on how they do. But I do think that Jason O is probably where they would go, seeing how this is probably the consensus number 1 left on the board right now.
Yeah, I agree.
He'll definitely come in, be dynamic for that team. He's going to add a lot to them.
Yeah, he's not a big sack guy, but I think he's a disruptor.
Yeah,
and I think that whatever it takes to get things moving on that defense, I think they'll do. So I think he's an athletic freak. So I think you can do a lot of things with that. So
and like you said, pressure is just as important. You look at Jadeveon Clowney. Clowney, he's
he
not sacking quarterbacks, but he's pressuring people a lot. That's for damn sure, and that causes disruptions and interceptions. So that's a fact. All right, now we got the Steelers, man. This team,
I hate them.
Forget players. They need to draft hope. Like, they need to draft a hope. Because you can't go 11-0 and then just slide. Them boys hit the pavement and just got drugged the last 6 weeks of the season. Oh my goodness.
It was on that holiday. They was doing too much dancing, man.
They were. And I think that part of that reason is they didn't have nobody in the backfield. James Conner, I'm sorry, y'all. He's great, incredible story. Yeah. But that man, I'm not trying to bring anybody down. I don't think that he is what the Steelers need. He wasn't the Le'Veon Bell replacement.
He can't stay on the field.
He can't stay on the field. And then like Le'Veon at his best, he was so much more like bursty and twitchy and fast and able to get off. And he had great hands as a freaking running back. Like that boy was a fantasy killer. You face Le'Veon and he was bound to put up 40 to 50 points every week. Yep. Because he's going to catch the ball 10 times and he was going to run the ball 15 times. And I just don't think – I think they tried to put James Conner in that role, and that's not what he was built for. Like I think agree. James Conner is more of just like a downfield runner. He'll definitely catch the ball at the backfield, but he's a better like 1-2 back, maybe the 2 of the 1-2. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that here they go and draft running back.
Yep, I know we go. I had that on my board too. I don't want to see it, but
yeah, because this is your division. I'm gonna let you pick your poison.
I do agree with the pick. I think we got to go Najee. I think I do think he's a consensus number one.
He'll catch the ball. He is more Le'Veon-esque than James Conner, right? And like granted, playing for Alabama, obviously faced the toughest competition. He was a bruiser. I like Najee Harris. I'm sorry that y'all got faced him twice a year.
He's a dog.
That's gonna be nice, bro. That's gonna be good for
I like the pick for them, not for me, but I like for them.
Yeah. I hear that. All right, next up we got the Jags right now. Jags get Trevor Lawrence with the number 1 pick. You either go receiver here or you go protect your number 1 pick. What you thinking?
This is tough. I think if they did go offense, I'd probably go with an offensive lineman for the simple fact that I think they do have some quality pieces in place in Chenault and Chart. I think they would go offensive line. I also would not be surprised to see them looking at the board. I wouldn't be surprised if they draft Trayvon Moehrig as well, being as though he's the best safety on the board. And they don't really have a safety who at least a quality safety, I'll say. So I wouldn't be surprised considering if he's still on the board here.
I like that pick too. I do like that pick. I was thinking Trayvon Moehrig might fall to y'all, but I can see the Jags possibly picking here.
Because I think they need a guy who can play plays on defense.
And I also think the Jags pick at I wonder if they show the trades out here. I think their next actually I'll go right here. They pick at 33, 45, and 65. Yeah. So if they go, let's say safety, like you're saying, right? They go Trayvon Moehrig, right? At 33, they're going to still be able to get a top tackle, probably,
exactly,
or a top guard, whoever they want at 33. And then at 45, you're obviously going to still going to be receivers on the board. Somebody's going to fall to 45.
Exactly. They got a good setup with draft picks. I think Moehrig might be the pick. He's not going to make it out the first round. I'll probably make that the pick here.
You want to go Moehrig?
Right. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's see. Ooh. All right, Jags go Moehrig. This one, Browns, honestly, the only person I've ever seen mock to them and the only person that I believe it's going to be is him. Is Christian Barmore.
I like it.
He's a monster. He came through in the championship game for them. They've been saying, he doesn't always seem like he has the highest motor, but I think that when you transition to the NFL and you see people across from you that are equally as hungry as you, and I'm seeing him step up in championship game, he's going to have that pedigree day in and day out.
Exactly.
Playing for that team. And I hate to say, I can't believe what I'm about to say out of my mouth. The Browns are on the cusp of a Super Bowl. I'm not gonna say that they in the Super
good,
Bowl.
Man.
They looking all right.
The Browns are still the Browns.
The Browns are still the Browns. They all right. And I think that Barmore, he's gonna supply a lot of pressure up the middle. Mm-hmm. They got Jadeveon on one side, Myles Garrett on another. Yeah. They got pieces. This is another one of those teams where I don't know where they're getting all this capital from to sign all these players, but I do think that Barmore is the choice for him.
Yeah, and I think I agree. I think it makes the most sense now, especially after they just lost Sheldon Richardson this past week. Mm-hmm. So I think you got to have that guy in the middle he's a great pass rusher from an interior line perspective. And I think you got that with Clowney and Garrett.
It's gonna be
as a Ravens fan, man. I hate to see it, but I think that's a smart pick for them. That's a very smart pick for them.
You don't go any other way. And he wants to win now. He just won. Yeah. He definitely wants to win now.
Absolutely. All
right.
My
ready?
Gosh.
You want me to count it down for you? Y'all,
man.
Before you get into your analysis, I just want to say I was very surprised that Eric DeCosta made that trade with the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
But hey,
I'm not mad at
Eric DeCosta, man. You gotta put your faith in that man. He be wheeling and dealing. But
that man he drafts. That boy he could draft his ass off.
Good God, man.
Oh, you know what?
27.
Talk to me. All season, man. I've been just the problem here is Greg Roman, man. I was hoping they wouldn't bring him back for another season because I mean our biggest need here, man, is wide receiver. We got Hollywood. Hollywood is not enough. Given his size, he's not a number one. We don't have a number one. We don't have one. Right here, like this is the guy who I've been praying we get. And it's Terrace Marshall. It's Terrace Marshall. It's Terrace Marshall. Now we gotta have. He has great size, great athleticism. He has a blazing speed. I think you look at an offense that has Lamar Jackson, that has Hollywood Brown. We got a solid run game. We got J.K. Dobbins. We got Gus Edwards. We could go offensive line as well, but I think I trust Eric DeCosta enough to make. We've gotten linemen in the later rounds and who can pan out. I trust Eric DeCosta enough that if we go Terrace Marshall here, that he gonna hit on the next pick. Yeah, so I think we gotta go. I think we gotta go Terrace because I don't trust that he might still be there. But because it's a couple teams coming up that need wide receivers. So I think
Green Bay.
Exactly. I think we get our guy right here and we go Terrace Marshall.
Right, you're gonna go Terrace Marshall. Honestly, I'm not mad at it. I know that my bro's gonna be mad at it, or it's not gonna be like his first choice. But I do think that Terrace Marshall is gonna come in and he's gonna be dynamic, yo. Yep. Everybody that works in that comes out of that LSU offense because they're the number one receiver, yo. They're used to playing the year before they become the number one receiver, the outside, the X spot, right? And then they move into slot. So you know for a fact that TMJ gonna be able to move around, bro.
Exactly.
He's gonna be able to do his thing. I think that he's more fluid than Miles Boykin coming in and out of his breaks.
Yes,
and granted, he's gonna absolutely need to continue to work on it, but he just seems more prepared to take on that role. And I feel like he can actually run post and corner routes and not have to always feel like he has to jump for the ball when the ball goes in the ball. He's just going to be able to catch it in stride. But yeah, let's go with Team J.
I like it.
I think you were talking about this person earlier, yo, right there.
Yeah,
they gotta take him.
If he falls here, you got to. You have
Marshawn Lattimore and him is gonna be fun. They gotta, gear up for Tampa Bay. Only reason why this team wasn't included on my contenders team is because they made the playoffs. But I do think that Jameis Winston about to come in and put 5 on it. Put 5 racks of yards.
I think he's ready to go.
I think he got 5 after LASIK eye surgery, a year behind Drew Brees.
He can see clearly now. Yeah. And I think that's going to be – he going to sack a lot of people because I know he throw a lot of interceptions. He does. He takes some gambles. But he going to throw a lot of touchdowns.
And that's the thing is, I think that his year with Drew Brees probably taught him, all right, when I see this, go here. That's something that he just had to come in. I think Jameis was one of those quarterbacks that went number one that could have used a year behind somebody, right?
Yeah.
And he had they had pieces around him, but it's different when you're mentored in that position. And I've heard him talk about Drew Brees, and he's like, Drew Brees means the world to me type of stuff. He's like real sentimental about Drew Brees. So I do think that he's gonna go out there, and him and Drew are still gonna have a working relationship during the offseason and the regular season. And I could see him really like maturing this year as a quarterback, and once again solidifying why he was the number 1 pick. So we're gonna go Caleb Farley.
I like it.
I know we went on a James
Winston
rant right here, right? We're going to Elijah Moore.
Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
He's the best wide receiver available, and I think they desperately need a wide receiver. I know Packers fans, I don't understand how they haven't taken a wide receiver early since, I guess they need a wide receiver to pair with Devontae Adams. A proven wide receiver. I'm tired of the Marquez Valdez-Scantlins, like Alan Lazard. They're decent, but they're not number 2s. So I think you go out and get a guy who could potentially be a number 2, explosive. Elijah Moore, I think that's a good pick there.
I do too. I definitely gonna give them that. They haven't had a good slot corner since not slot corner, slot wide receiver since. Why am I blanking on everybody's name right now? He was Cobb. They haven't had a good receiver since Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
So I do think that Elijah Moore can come in and play some X if they wanted him to, but why would they want him to when they have Devontae Adams out there doing that? Yep. And this man, Elijah Moore, I think ran like a 4.3 or something like that. He's obviously crazy in and out of his breaks. And let's go get Aaron Rodgers. Let's try to go get Aaron Rodgers one more before he leaves. So Elijah Moore, boom. Young Bills, man. All of these last 3 picks, are luxury picks to me. Y'all don't necessarily need somebody at 31. The Bucks don't necessarily need somebody at 32. Only thing, maybe you all need an edge, but like it's literally whoever y'all want.
Right. It's definitely like these are all luxury. The Bills, these are all teams that are contenders. These are all contenders coming up. So it's really, I think if you win now, I think you draft for now. Like these are teams in the back half. They're drafting for right now. So we look at the Bills. They
probably defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Looking at the players that we got here, I don't think there's another interior defensive lineman who's worth taking right here.
Yeah,
you got a corner in Asante Samuel, who I think could be a good nickel corner for them. Bolster their secondary.
Because he is undersized, bro.
Exactly. They could even wouldn't be surprised if they win edge, to be honest. You got some still got some good edge guys here. Zaven Collins, he's a versatile linebacker. I wouldn't be surprised if he went there. He's big enough to put his hand in the ground. Or he can stand up, so I wouldn't be that, because I could see Zaven Collins being off the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he's off the board here, but I would. And a guy that I'm hearing that's flying up boards is Jamin Davis from Kentucky. I'm hearing he's flying up boards. I know he's another guy who's the draft. People draft, they love athletic freaks, and he's a guy who flies around the field. He has good ball skills. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went there as well. They got options here, man. I definitely think defense would be their best bet. I think their offense was really like
solid.
They were on all cylinders with Allen and Diggs.
Let's throw a little wrench out there, and it's not even on this needs list. Do you think they draft a running back here?
You know what?
Because
I was thinking that.
because they got Singletary back there, and then I think his name is Zach Moss over there too.
Yeah, I don't.
But if you add a dynamic, I'm just gonna throw a name out there: Trey Sermon or Travis Etienne, somebody like that, or even Michael Carter from UNC.
Yeah.
You throw somebody who's real dynamic on that offense. What would you like?
I think it takes it to another level. You know what? Because now that you bring that up, I think because honestly, I think if they add a dynamic weapon at running back, I don't see how you stop this offense. I think they was already putting points on the board last year.
Putting 40 on everybody's head top.
Went crazy. Man, Cole Beasley is a solid receiver, bro. Like him and Josh Allen got that connection. Like they
do.
Honestly, Gabe Davis came on. I think if they add a run, you got me thinking now.
Conflicted.
If they add a running back, because of the defense, they still got pieces there. They don't have to go defense right away. I think if they go running back,
I'm bringing it up.
because then look at these running backs. You got Javonte Williams, Travis Etienne. I think would be one of those two if they go. But I think you can go either way, and you add I think an upgrade at running back. I think these
sure.
top running backs, these are dynamic backs. I think if
This
you
man
add
right
one
here,
of them,
Travis Etienne,
he's a home run hitter. And I think if you add that,
they don't come on.
You don't have that at running back.
Come on. Like you have Stephon Diggs, who's a home run threat. You know, we're gonna do a little baseball analogy. We got Stephon Diggs batting 3, and then you still can have Travis Etienne come and clean it up after that.
My
that
God,
shit
that's
is not
nasty.
fair. It's not fair. And Josh Allen is definitely gonna only improve this year because we've seen him do that crazy leap next year.
Yeah.
I think Etienne might be it.
I think Etienne might be it.
Oh,
yeah, I think Etienne might be it.
Damn, a nigga got to face Etienne and fucking Stephon Diggs twice.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, yo. It's gonna be hard for my team to win a Super Bowl to even get out the division. All right, so Travis Etienne, fucking here we go. I'm gonna deal with it. All right, man.
We back on the board. We back on the board, man. So I think 2 things here. I think if you go wide receiver first, I think it's got to be edge or offensive tackle. Yep. Personally,
we just going. I agree.
Yeah, let's see who we got on the board. Edge. Whew,
I'm thinking
offensive tackle.
Tevin Jenkins is a beast. You obviously got Walker Little, who's also been pretty talked about and highly regarded as one of these back end tackles that might get picked.
Yeah,
and you also got this
Greg Rousseau, man,
who's a freak too.
Bro. Yo, it's crazy because it's like if the board plays out like the way it is right now, I'm looking at 2 guys, and I think the guys you mentioned, Jenkins and Rousseau. Jenkins, I'm not sure if he's gonna fall here, but if he does, it's kind of hard because you can place him there to replace Orlando Brown, who we just traded away. You can put him opposite Ronnie Stanley, who's coming off injury. And even if you believe in another guy tackle, Jenkins is another versatile guy who can slide at guard. Rousseau, though, I think he has a high ceiling. And the guys, it's still a lot of questions because we didn't see him. He opted out this past season, but I think you look at his measurables, and he's a sack artist. And I think with the Ravens, we have guys, we had disruptors. Like we brought in Yannick Ngakoue, who was a disruptor. We had Matt Judon, another guy who at times could generate sacks, but at times just couldn't finish it. And I think Rousseau is a guy who can finish. Okay. I think a guy who is a guy who can finish. I don't think we've had a guy athletically like Rousseau.
Yes, what, like Terrell
Sizzle,
athletically, he said. I wouldn't say.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think he athletically like Rousseau.
Yeah,
he had the technique. Rousseau, I don't think we've ever had a guy that I'm looking at it, athletic freak like him.
You want to go Rousseau?
Let's go. Because I think it's guys that we could trade up if we wanted to. I think you got a guy like Quincy Roche, a hometown guy who I think is going to fall down boards. And I don't think he should, but I think we could always get a guy like him late in the second, early third. So I think we can I think Eric DeCosta is going to make some moves where we can still get a solid edge guy. I don't necessarily trust some of these tackles in the later rounds. In the draft. Okay. So I think if Tevin Jenkins falls here, it's not a sexy pick, but I think we got to make sure we protecting Lamar. That's our franchise play. We got to make sure we got him a weapon. Now we got to get him an offensive lineman so he's not running for his life. I think let's go Tevin Jenkins.
Tevin Jenkins. Boom. Bing. All right. Now, the GOAT's on the board. The GOAT's on the board. Yo, literally, like, what?
Where do you go?
I don't understand. We're going to go back to the teams that we was talking about. The random being able to just manipulate cap in any way they so choose. So I'm looking at this team, man. I don't think that they need a quarterback. They don't care about quarterback this year. They're trying to win. So we're just going to dead that.
Yep.
There are no interior defensive linemen that they probably want to draft right now. Granted, I can see why they have safety on the board a little bit, even though they got Antoine Whitfield back there. Yeah. And they were doing pretty all right. Their secondary was phenomenal.
I don't think it's a pressing need at all. Yeah.
It's not a pressing need. So I'm gonna say that they kind of probably either go edge, or still looking at it, they could go receiver because they haven't signed Antonio Brown back, and he was like a pivotal part of that offense. Obviously Chris Godwin's monster. Obviously Evans is a beast. You got the tight ends that are all monsters, but you also got Scotty Miller who could play that third role. So they might want to keep him there, but I'm just thinking that that might also be a position that they want to address. Let's see.
Yeah.
Some of the big wide receivers. I think Rondell Moore's still on the
Rondell
board.
Moore, Kadarius
That'd
Toney.
be an interesting pick.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney for them to also go get. And Kadarius Toney, my comparison is actually AB.
Okay.
Because, you know, AB, he's a 5'10" guy. He's not that fast. Granted, Kadarius Toney is a blazer, but I just look at it like their shiftiness, their ability to bounce off a tackle and just keep it pushing. And they just like always they're so like slimy. Whatever situation AB get in, you always feel like he's gonna get out of it somehow.
Right.
And that's how I feel about Kadarius Toney. So I'm thinking that they either go Kadarius or they probably go like some type of offensive lineman, or excuse me, some type of edge player. Like I don't really know where they want to fall on that, but I don't think that. Yeah,
I wouldn't be mad at. I wouldn't be mad if they went Toney, especially because you got a guy like Brady. You compare him with Brady, especially if you're not sold that you're going to have Antonio Brown back. I could definitely see that pick. Edge as well, Greg Rousseau, a guy who's still in Florida. Easy transition. I think especially when you look at the Bucs defense, they have a lot of young pieces there. You got edge guys, and you have Shaq Barrett, who's a monster. And then you look on the other side, you got JPP, who's not the youngest guy.
No, he's not.
And it could be a luxury pick by drafting Rousseau, but I think you have a young guy who is there. You have him for the future. JPP is not always going to be at a high level for the rest of his career. You
do bring up a good point. You know, matching Rousseau and JPP, I feel like Rousseau might be an unpolished JPP and they don't know it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like he's quick under pressure, and obviously he had some, like, it wasn't always translating his sack numbers to pressures, but at the same time, I think that working with JPP is going to bode well for him.
I like it.
And he's going to immediately come in and be an impact player. They run a lot of defensive ends. Like they've had 3-4 defensive ends on the field at one time. And, a little NASCAR package from back when JPP used to play for the Giants. So you might be right. I think either Rousseau is a good pick, bro. If that's what you want to roll with.
Yeah, let's go Rousseau. Let's go Rousseau.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're about to get our draft grades. This is the best part right here. Let's see what PFF got to say about the boys. So A's across the board, B-. See, I don't agree with this.
Yeah,
I B- minus at Rashawn Slater.
Yeah, man, I ain't paying them no mind with that pick. Man. They need that.
They do need that. That's interesting. We got a C for Michael Parsons. Interesting. Okay. Hey, we was drafting well though.
Yeah. Okay. I like this report card.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, okay. C plus. Some people might say it's a reach, but I just think they're in such a good place right now that they can do that.
And honestly, we said that this is kind of a reach.
Yeah.
This is a fun pick. This is me trying to like really guess what the GMs is thinking, because I just don't see anybody higher. Like, why not just make your offense more dynamic? Your defense was already solid. So, all right, that's it.
I like it. Tevin Jenkins, that's a steal at 31. I think Tevin Jenkins. I like that.
Yeah, man.
I like that.
If y'all come across with TMJ and Tevin Jenkins,
I'm pleased. I'm pleased because I know we're gonna find value in the later rounds. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
All right, then. That's that on that, Playboy.
That's that.
Oh, Bink. All right,
my draft on Thursday through Saturday, man. I'm excited. Yes, sir.
Me too, bro. I can't wait.
It's been too long without football, man. It hasn't really been that long, but it just seems like it, man. We still got COVID going on, man. This is, hey, man, we need some football back in our life. But hey,
yes, sir.
That's it, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.